I'm back this week here at the Convention Center in Dallas because we're going to give you a preview of all things related to the exhibit hall this week on the Road to Dallas, presented by Southwestern Seminary. Hello, welcome again to this week's edition of the Road to Dallas presented by Southwestern Seminary. Today we're talking the exhibit hall. It's going to be a great time this year in the exhibit hall at the annual meeting and pastors conference. And joining me today is Rachel Gulledge, who manages the exhibit hall from our team and handles the nearly 250, 260 exhibitors every year. Rachel, thanks for joining us.
Hey, Jonathan, it's great to be here.
Now, you talked with us last year. We talked about last year's exhibit hall. And one of the talking points last year was it was the biggest exhibit hall we've ever had. Well, everything's bigger in Texas.
That's what I was going to say, Jonathan. We just thought we just had to be on theme, and everything's bigger in Texas. And we're really excited to say that this year we are breaking a record in Southern Baptist Convention history, and we are going to have over 250 exhibitors, and we're actually adding to that number daily. So everything's bigger in Texas.
Yeah, so we have 3 halls. The last time we were in Texas in 2018, halls D and E were the exhibit hall. This year, it's so big we had Hall C, and that gives us a total footprint around 270,000 square feet. That includes registration as well, but 270,000 square feet of exhibits for Southern Baptist to check out.
It's unbelievable. You will have more than plenty to see and discover. We have so many wonderful Southern Baptist ministries that are been in our exhibit hall before, but we also have some new ministries that have never exhibited before. And we have a lot of Texas ministries that are going to be coming out this year. And we're really excited for our guests and attendees to experience that.
Yeah. So what can people expect? I mean, we kind of know what's coming from a lot of the different entities. Lifeway will have the Lifeway Village this year. Guidestone always has their stuff with talking to financial advisors. They've talked about that on the episode that we had with Hans Stillback about how they're bringing more people to be able to serve Southern Baptist at their booth. But what else we got going?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the popular things last year that's returning this year is WMU is going to have a separate booth next to their WMU booth that you're going to have the Pinewood Derby race. And all of our entities, I believe, Jonathan, are going to have cars in there that they're going to be racing, I believe, Monday at 2 p.m. But if messengers or guests want to bring their own Pinewood Derby cars to race on the track throughout the event, that would be awesome. So we have that. We're really excited about that. We also have our Southern Baptist Disaster Relief is bringing their mobile kitchen. So I thought that would be such a neat experience. Hear about all the work that Southern Baptist Disaster Relief does. But we don't often see what they do if you're not a part of that ministry. So that will be really neat for our exhibitors to see. Because we're in Texas, we have a lot of Texas themed booths. I've heard of some like calf roping. I don't know.
Not a real calf, probably. It's probably a hay bale with a head on it,
maybe
right?
A hay bale,
that kind of thing.
Something like that. A cowboy hat here or there. But
well, we did. And Rachel, we did have somebody inquire about a mechanical bull. And,
we did.
And we felt that, safety first on that one.
Us our messengers, so we decided to go away from that. But we are going to have coffee provided in our exhibit hall, Jonathan. Lifeway is going to bring back their coffee, but also we're going to have some different companies come in and have different samples around our exhibit hall as well. As always, we will have concession stands for people to get beverages and concessions throughout the event. But I'm really excited. I think this, not only is it going to be the largest exhibit hall we have, I really think it's going to be the most diverse, because what's so interesting about our exhibit hall is it's not just Southern Baptist ministries and organizations. We have a wide variety of ministries and organizations and businesses that bring unique different opportunities and products that can serve our Southern Baptists. And so I'm just really excited for our messengers to just come in and interact and see what our different exhibitors have to offer.
Yeah, one of the great pieces I think about the exhibit hall that a lot of pastors and church leaders really appreciate is that they can come in to the exhibit hall at the annual meeting, and there is an exhibitor or a vendor or a provider of anything that they may need to quote unquote do church in their local context, whether that be somebody for sermon prep, helping the pastor with sermon prep, or worship materials, or um, websites, communications, anything like that, even administrative and payroll, things like that. I mean, I can list off 2 or 3 exhibitors in each category that I just know that are coming, and there's probably 3 or 4 more that I don't know. They're, just can't come to top of mind. So everything that you need, quote unquote, to do church and do the work of ministry in your local context, you've got suppliers, vendors, and companies and resource providers there for that.
It's true. And I think what's so neat about our event is our messengers throughout the year. I've gotten several emails from different messengers and attendees that'll email me and say, "Hey, do you remember the name of this organization?" And they would, describe it, and we would give that to them and give the connection. But I also have exhibitors come to me and say, "We go to events like this all throughout the year, all over the nation, and this is one of our most successful events
Yeah.
because Southern Baptists." They are very interested and very have a good reception to what our exhibitors offer. Jonathan, a neat story. We've had several. This isn't just one. We had several people reach out about an organization that's in our exhibit hall that ministers to people with addictions, and that is something. So we have several emails throughout the year, and just like the Lord uses these different ministries and organizations to make connections that truly change lives. And I think this isn't just something to sell a product. This isn't just, a room that we just want to give the messengers something else to do to fill their day. I believe the connections that are being made in the exhibit hall, the Lord uses for kingdom work, and that's why we're here.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the things I'm really excited about this year in the exhibit hall, and I talked about it in the episode that we did on the app and the events, is the scavenger hunt this year.
Yes.
So that's something new that we're doing this year. We have a scavenger hunt. PushPay is working with us to make this happen. And there's 30 different booths to visit. And what you do is you go by each booth, you get a hole punch. You don't get punched, as I said in the other episode. You get a hole punch in your card that you went by because there's like a thing to do, whether it be sign up or talk to somebody or record a video. The CP booth, the thing to do in the CP booth is to record a CP video and tell like what the CP means to you. So those are the things that you do at each of the stops. There's only 30 of them, and we have 250 exhibitors, so you're not having to go to everybody, but there are 30 specific ones to go to. And you get entered into a big prize drawing that we have, and the prizes are starting to come in. You should see my office here at the
And
building.
they're amazing prizes.
Amazing prizes.
Really
so
amazing.
Yeah, and the prize pack is going to be enormous for this, and we're gonna. So you'll go to the 30 booths, get your hole punch in each place, then turn in your card and be entered into the drawing for 10 prize packs. So you win one of those. So really, really exciting thing there. I'm really, really pumped about that because it's not just going to be transactional type stuff that sometimes happens in the booths where it's just I'm just going to just get a t-shirt or just whatever it may be. It's actually going to create some ministry discussions in the booths.
Absolutely. Well, Jonathan, I say this every year, and I think the scavenger hunt is just the cherry on top of this. I 100% believe and know that the exhibit hall at the Southern Baptist Annual Meeting is the funnest room at the annual. And so,
and it has nothing to do with you being there, right?
T-shirts eventually that say that we're the funnest room.
It's the most fun room in the annual meeting. I don't think anybody would disagree with that. So, yeah. So, all right. So, speaking of the exhibit hall, we've talked a lot about it. When can people come? I know a couple years ago we started adding Sunday because we had so many people coming in early, and we're going to do that again.
Yeah, so Sunday is actually probably one of our busiest days. And so we're excited to offer that again. So exhibit hall hours, Sunday from 3 to 7, and then Monday and Tuesday 8 to 6, and then Wednesday our exhibit hall will be 8 to 2. Now, Jonathan, I believe on Sunday our registration
Yeah.
begins, and registration will actually be in the same hall as the exhibit hall. And so once the exhibit hall opens at 3 o'clock, we will drop the rope and our guests and messengers can come
Yeah.
in and start around.
Yeah,
in
you
the
can
exhibit
rope
hall.
drop the exhibit hall.
That's right. We're rope dropping.
Rope dropping the exhibit hall this year. So be able to, straight away to the IMB booth or whatever it
We'll
may
be
be.
very on theme next year in Orlando.
Yes, it
so
will. Very on theme. Yeah,
Yeah.
we need to have that. Rope drop at 8 a.m. every morning.
Rope drop.
That's funny. All right. So anything else that you want to encourage people about with the exhibit hall? Again, there's so much, make some time, carve out some time on Monday or Sunday, or at some point, during one of the meal breaks or whatever on Tuesday and Wednesday, to make it a point to be in the exhibit hall and see all that, really see an update on what Southern Baptists are doing, because a lot of the ministries are able to showcase what we're doing throughout the year, NAM, IMB, the seminaries, those kind of things. And then also, you got the Lifeway Village, you've got Guidestone, all the different opportunities to interact with our entities, as well as the 200 plus other vendors in the room.
And I think we haven't mentioned this, but it is the best place to get Southern Baptist swag.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the best swag and merch that you could see. I mean, it is unbelievable. I know someone who literally their goal is to get like a t-shirt or a sweatshirt from every single seminary. And so I've heard, Jonathan, that there's some really cool things dropping this year. And
Yeah.
so not just from our seminaries and our entities, but from our other organizations and ministries as well. So I always get my best pins at the SBC exhibit hall. So make sure that you bring a really good tote bag and start dropping those swags into that. But yeah, we're really excited, Jonathan. As always, the annual meeting is one of the highlights of our year as Southern Baptist. And so it's like a big family reunion, watching everyone interact with each other, and you see your friends that you don't get to see the rest of the year. And so we're excited to have everybody back at the Southern Baptist Annual Meeting exhibit hall.
Yeah, you mentioned bring a tote bag. I also leave some room in the suitcase for the stuff that you get, because when we were in Anaheim, Beth came out and she went through the exhibit hall and talked to people and got stuff and whatever. We had to buy another suitcase to get home because it would not fit. We had to go to Target and buy a suitcase.
My husband Griffin actually brings an extra suitcase, and before I was the exhibit hall manager, I actually thought that was ridiculous, and now I'm like, hey, we should probably bring 2 suitcases. So I mean, bring an extra suitcase, guys. You're gonna get some good swag.
Yeah, it's true. Make sure there's room in the luggage to get home. So
that's right.
Yeah, that's good.
That's right.
All right. Well, Rachel, thanks for joining us again today, and we're looking forward to the exhibit hall. Thank you for all you do to make that happen each and every year. And we want to thank you for watching this year's Road to Dallas, presented by Southwestern Seminary, whose core values are grace-filled and Christ-centered, scripturally grounded and confessionally guided, student-focused, and globally engaged. You can find out more at swbts.edu. That's swbts.edu for Southwestern Seminary, the proud presenting sponsor of this year's Road to Dallas.